Hi everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Microsoft Power Night. It is the fourth series, and there's a lot for us to learn. Let me also make this announcement that right now we are live on Facebook as well as on LinkedIn, and I want to thank everyone for taking the time. Either you will stream live while we're live, or later see the video and click on it. I believe you're going to learn a whole lot from today. Personally, I'll be your host, and I'm still going to be your facilitator. So feel free to make use of the comment section, wherever platform you are joining us from, to check this. Give me a few seconds while I call on the community to join us. And within that few seconds, which is 30 seconds, I'm going to play a countdown. Welcome back again. It's encouraging to see that we have a lot of people already joining us. I want to say a big thank you. So let us look briefly about what is evolving and what we have today. The Microsoft Power Platform is a game changer. It's a new thing, it's a new wave, and few people know about it today. And this is why you are more privileged, because you are more like the first adopter. The early adopters has an advantage because you'll be able to ride on this wave, be able to benefit enough, be able to upskill yourself right enough when the community is still very young and a lot of room for you to showcase your creativity. By implementing solution driven by these tools and services, you become more valuable. There are a lot of benefits. So this show is not about showing you what is the benefit of learning these things. Because we have a lot of new people, joining us, trying to understand what do we even do here. I mean, it's late in the night in Nigeria, and maybe another time wherever you're joining us from, especially if you are not in Nigeria. We strongly believe that we are here to solve a problem, and once we are done, you can go back to your organization and replicate that, and then show whoever is responsible to take such level of solution from you. It is quite different from discussing an idea. You are now an executor. You develop the solution and you just present it to them, not just talking, because in doers I trust. By the way, a time is coming where we're going to have sponsors. So this event is fully sponsored by DataSite Nigeria. It's a data-driven insight. Well, I must tell you that I'm the co-founder of DataSite, and at the same time, I still need to let you know that DataSite is fully supporting this whole event. So when you go back to organization, you're able to replicate this and just make a demo. And the next thing in terms of reaction will be, okay, this is fine. Can we add this? Can we add that? That's different from just sharing an idea. And if you are not working today, replicate it. There are videos even on this channel on how to get Office 365 license for free. In case you are not working in an organization that use that, you can take advantage of that video, register for developer account, then replicate this. This can be your portfolio. The moment you land an interview, you're going to be more competitive than others because of the value you are bringing to the table. On Sunday, I had to celebrate the International Women's Day. I had Fonyolajide Bello on the call. So after this event, I'm going to update the video in the description of this video, the one I had with Fonyolajide Bello. She is one of the pioneers of Power Platform community and user group in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, Satya Nadella, that's Microsoft CEO, mentioned her in his speech last year in Microsoft event. The minute is about 20 minutes, yet Satya Nadella was able to still talk about Fonyolajide Bello with an interview session. She's an amazing woman, and that interview was very exciting and a lot of things to gain from and learn from her. She shared insight when we started learning that the challenges she faced are encouragement, advice, and so many other things. All right, let us go to what we have for today. How do you sustain learning? How do you keep people learning in your organization? How do you propose something that can help carry out either your regulatory trainings and assessment, or maybe a new form of training that you want the organization to take. You might not have the solution, learning management system that does that automatically, but it is good that you can improvise using services and applications in Office 365. And that's what I'm going to do with you today. Let us go straight to the point. To make it easier for us, I have created some resources that I might share with you. So I just want you to engage with a post, make post on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, share something. If you're on LinkedIn, just post something. Let's know you are joining us, and we're going to know what, because I will need you to decide some of the things we do today. Take for example, in our assessment, I'm going to share my screen now to start showing us the whole thing. So I'm going to share my entire screen. All right, so you can see now. All right, so I've created a couple of things, and one of the things I've created first is the header that I'm going to use in my teams. So I will also share this template with the community member. In case you have registered, you will see email. You often get email from us. You're going to get the template. In case you don't even know, where to start, how to design the headers. So this is the template I often choose. I design my things in PowerPoint. It will be incredible sometimes. I'm not a graphic designer, but I can also make use of PowerPoint to do some things. So these are what I've created to help us deliver experience on the Microsoft form. And I need to be sure of how this is displayed. Okay, displayed quite well. Microsoft form. And after this, I have something here. This is, interestingly, we will see how we're going to bring experience into this as well. So these are two resort locations. One is Bali and the other is in Phuket in Thailand. One is in Indonesia. And we're going to use these two images as well in our form because we want to deliver an experience. I'm going to show us how to do that. I'm just showing us things that are prepared down that we're going to make use of. And lastly, I will need your idea. I created this badge. So when you are done completing the course and you passed, you should have the badge. And I'm still not, I'm indecisive as to which of this badge should I use. So I'm going to call this badge 1 and this badge 2. So I need you in the YouTube session to help me, just let me know if I should take badge 1 or badge 2 for our badge. So get engaged. If you're on LinkedIn, please post 1 or 2. I will know I will know your recommendation. I'm going to go with it. All right. And also I have something here which is a brief. I just Google and check something out about Bali, and this is what I found. Another one about Phuket, and this is what I found. I'm still going to that point where I start delivering the experience, and you wonder, oh, this is what we're trying to do. Yes. To also let you know that some of these design, in case all those icons, I got them on png3.com. You can download 2 free icons every day. Now I have a folder where I often download things like that and just put them there. That was why I got the badge. I think one of those icons there. And this is where I Google to get information about Bali. Okay, I think that should be sufficient for now. All right, let's go back to, let's start the work. I've logged in right now to my Office 365. I'm using a developer account, and this is Olacha's account. And what I'm going to do next is to open Microsoft Form, because that's the starting point. We're going to use our Microsoft Form as our front end, and that's the beauty of understanding these tools. It's going to be the front end where users interact with. The back end is going to be our SharePoint. The middleware is going to be powerautomate. You're going to see how smooth this is. I have a couple of people that brought up this issue that how can I create a question and assessment and able to score it real time and tell the person if the person passed, or even check the records from the back end to know, who is having the highest score, what time did they submit, all those kind of interesting things. Another thing I'm going to do today intentionally is to show you how to even Google some things you want to do either on Power Automate or on SharePoint. And intentionally, one of the things I want to write code to do, I'm going to Google it and we search through it together. That way it will improve your ability to search online, especially for this niche, because the resources are out there and it's very difficult sometimes to get it out there because you don't even know. That was one of what for you shared with me in that interview on Sunday, that the early challenge was, how do I ask Google what I actually need? I know what I want to do. I don't know how to express it to Google. such that it will bring the most relevant information, especially because we are not expert in that field. If you have developer experience before, it is easier to say I want to do this. But using the terminologies, using the all those things could be a bit difficult. We're going to learn something like that today. I've opened forms on a new tab, and I can then create a new form. I'm going to call this course, I'm going to call it Power Automate Beginner. Power Automate Beginner. That's the name of the course. Okay, we're going to call it Power Automate. So let's assume what you're building is a Power Automate Beginner course. Cool. Interestingly, the questions, I don't have the questions to ask. I'm going to ask 5 questions, but we'll see it through together. Let me just check in case we are making contribution already as to what I should use. Batch 2, awesome. Definitely batch 2, interesting. Interesting. Thank you. I can see a lot of I see batch 1. Okay, I love batch 2 as well, but I can see 3 people already saying I have 3 votes for batch 2. Oh, 4 votes. Oh, awesome. So don't worry, you can always change the badges, but I promise to share with you these templates so that you can also customize and edit. Maybe you might not even use them, but at least to see what it's like, because the tips in designing with PowerPoint is getting the dimension right. Because as it is now, there's a way I design the template when it comes to custom slide size. It is the 13 by 5 that will give you this similar experience, and that's where you determine the sizes and the dimension of the images. All right. So let's go to form. Thank you guys, by the way, for really responding. Oh, okay. I've created a form. Let's start with okay, a welcome note. So the first thing I have here is, as it is, I want to okay, I need to export my images, but I intentionally keep them interesting. Don't tell me Microsoft has updated these things. Okay, what I was expecting is not here. Okay, let's export our images, because I need all these images. I'm just going to click on File, Save As. Let me put it on my desktop. It will be easier to retrieve there on desktop. Yeah, Power9 LMS header. I'm going to click here and look for PNG. PNG is often very interesting for web integration. And I'm going to click on Save. They ask me, in this case, I need all slides. So you're going to save them in the folder, all slides. It will export them to image and they will save in a folder. So I've saved these guys. I'm coming back to this as well. I'm going to save it to Save As. Come back to my desktop as well. Scroll to desktop and use PNG and save everything as well. Why the last one here is our badge. Okay, we have badge 2 being cool, interesting. Okay, so let's save badge 2. So I'm just clicking on badge 2, save as. This time around, same way on my desktop. I'll put it on desktop so I can easily locate them. And we're going to call it badge. I'm going to choose PNG. This time around is only one, so just this one. So cool. So we have, we have it now. When you see Power9 header, we have all the headers in this folder, and they are very light. It's 88 kilobytes and so. Let's go back to our form. And one of the things I want to do is to add header. I want to import an image. If I have it in my OneDrive, I can easily locate it here. But I'll just click on Upload. And that way I can locate my desktop Power9 header. Power Automate is the beginning. Yeah, that's just what I want to have. I hope I'm not on the question yet. Oh, interesting. This should have even been, and this is not where I should put the header. I should rather put it inside this guy here. Because this header is more or less like a logo, something very small. So I'm going to create session. To do that, create a session. So now I've been able to break it into a session. I can say click next to proceed. We'll see why we are designing this shortly, and I'm going to add my image now. I'm going to upload my image. I'm going to click on upload. Click this slide 1. So this time around it's going to make some sense. In case you have 1 or 2 questions, please feel free to ask. Now we have click next to proceed. If I preview to show how it will look like. This is how the form is going to look like. It's becoming interesting now. Instead of submit, we need next button. So when I create a new session, it's going to turn to next. I'm going to click on add and new. So that way we have session one, and when you preview your form, it's just going to look like this. So you have to just click next to move into the next segment. You are building experience into forms rather than just having everything on one page. That's what we're doing here. Okay, I have this. This sounds cool. Remember, I don't have structure for this, but we're going to build it together. Let me know what you are thinking. Your questions right in right here on YouTube and other platforms that are joining us from. Okay, back here. The next thing is, based on what I've exported there, I also have one is relax and let us mix your learning experience with fun. I want to start on a very lighter note. So I want to add something like this, meaning I'm going to add a session and import image, upload, same way as before, this time around. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is to add a question and say, where would you like to go for vacation? Where would you like to go for a vacation this year? By the way, this is not yet the question, but we are building an experience. So first, let me start with. Honestly, I've forgotten those locations. We have Phuket and Bali. Yeah. So Phuket is in Thailand. And Bali. Interesting, a lot of people is required to move on, so I'm clicking on this required button. A lot of people actually read, oh, then I want to surprise me. Maybe you don't want to take me there. All right. So what we're then going to do is, that is why I've designed these images. Our organization does not have the money to send, not that we don't have the money, since we cannot send you to these places, we have been able to bring together the pictures as well as few tips you need to know about those locations. Since you would like to visit one of them, we don't have the money to sponsor you, but we want to give you something exciting. And when you are attempting this, you might not even be thinking that way. Your thought might be, they might want to surprise us. But the truth is, the surprise is to give you this information and just make you laugh and then move on. You're already softening for them. The next is, let me add. I'm going to add this choice question, and I'm going to import another image here. This time around, I will import the image for the locations, vacation location, which I'm going to come back here. The vacation. Let me start with this. So when this loads, because the image is about 3 point something MB, because of the images I put on that graphics, what I'm just going to put, I will delete one of this question while it's still loading. Okay, so I have it here. Sorry, I expect this image to actually, it should be okay. So clicking on that, I'll be able to make it bigger. Yeah. So I can say, I'll put something here. Also in this description, I'm just going to copy what I already have here about Bali. I'm going to paste here. We're going to view how it looks like. I will say, we decided to tell you more about Bali. Hope you like. Hope you will enjoy your time there. And I need them to click on this option before they move next. That shows that okay, they have seen this page. That's where we validate that they've seen this page. All right, how will it look like when I click on preview and I click next and I see this? So it's going to look like this, but this is not actually what we want. So I'm going to click on back. I will this again into another session by clicking on add new and come here to session. So it's going to be on a new session. And let us add your location is interesting. In fact, this is what we even need for Bali. Your choice is Bali, and I think this is where we need this is where I need to just drop the information, enter description. I'm going to enter description here, and I'm going to upload Bali image here. Apologies for that. So Bali image is going to be there. For this guy, I'm just going to delete it, and I'll delete the image. What I want to put there is okay. No wonder. This I'm going to call this and paste here, and I'm going to say uh, proceed to the next page. Proceed to the next page. So we've been able to create this experience. Your location is Bali, okay? Yeah. And this guy, we're going to make it huge. Fine. So we have it here. We're going to do the same. I'm going to click on add new and create a new session as well. And this time around, similar thing I have here. This is Phuket. Choice, your location. Yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to upload the image for that same area, which is this guy. And I will copy information about okay here, which I googled online. I'm going to put it there, which is going to be under this description. And I'm going to make this one centralized. Then add a question, choice, and then put it and proceed to the next page. Delete this and say proceed to the next page. I'm going to check your questions shortly in case there are questions. We'll decide. Let's put it also here. Instead of value, say okay. Alright, make it required. And for this guy, make it required. Okay, that's fine. The next thing I'm going to do is, depending on your location, we should add branching to this. We want to add branching. So if you choose Phuket, you just lead it to Phuket. If you choose Bali, you should lead it to Bali. Okay, I'm just going to come here, click on these three dots, and say add branching. Branching will allow you to determine okay, where should we go to. So if you click on Phuket, take the person to your location is Phuket. The person click on Bali, you should take the person to this location. That's the essence of the session that we have added. All right. So after that, then we believe they are done, and the next page now is going to be a new session. Imagine how we're using this to achieve that, and what we'll be having next here is time to check your mind. Okay, it's time for the lessons. So here's the real lesson about Power Automate. So Power Automate beginner class. So beginner class. So this is where I have to start adding the beginner class lecture. Beginner class video 1. I'm going to put the introduction. Okay, we'll see that shortly. So I have the beginner class now, and where is the content? Interestingly, I have some videos on my YouTube channel, which I can see here. This is the Power Automate beginner course. This is the playlist. What I want to do is just insert maybe 3 of these videos, and then you can always embed your own learning content there. Just insert 3 of these videos, and they'll be able to view it online. This is the beginner mode 1. I'm just going to let me see. I should be able to open copy link to image. I need the link address. Okay, copy link address, and I'll come back here. And this, because this is an introductory module, so I'm just going to click on this guy and click on video. You can put in video URL either from YouTube or Microsoft Streams. These are the 2 video URL that can be read into Microsoft Form. So I'm just going to paste the link here and click on add. What that will do, automatically going to embed that video And what did I tag it here? Module 1, beginner course. So I'm just going to call it module 1. Module 1. So you are streaming live from YouTube. Well, that's the innovation here. That's the creativity you are bringing in here. So this is module 1 video. And before they move on, you want them to mark completed, just as if you are using a learning management tool. You say mark completed and make it compulsory. So before they move on, um, if you are done with the video, check the button below. So check the button below and click next. So interestingly, they have to click mark completed and move to the next page. So I'm going somewhere now. We'll not create a new session because we don't want to put all the video on one screen. Let them move again as if they are moving from one session to another. So come down here, click on session, and the next video is okay, what do we have here again? The next video is getting familiar with dynamic content. Yes, expression, expression. Yes, actually, very important when you're learning that. Copy link address. Coming back here. I'm going to paste the video. Is the video. I'm going to put the URL here. Click add. At the same time, put the title. Familiar with dynamic content and expressions. Right. In case you have a description to even maybe to summarize what it's about, you can put it inside the description. You can say expression 101 and how to use the dynamic content. We need to do similar thing as if you are done. I just need to copy this guy if you are done and all this mark completed. So I'm going to add new and make a choice question, delete the second one, paste this here, and click and type mark completed. Make it required. So let's do another one more video, and then we are done with it. So add new, we're going to new session, and what other video should we? How to create your first Microsoft form. Interesting. Let's have the copy link address. I'm going to come here, video. I'm going to paste and add. How to create your first Microsoft forms. Right. Similar thing to what we had the other time. Choice. Delete this guy here. I have click dot. If you are done, you have pasted mark completed. Make it required. So we are done basically. Now with all the lessons, let's assume these are 3D content. Alternatively, if the training is in PowerPoint, you can do, in case you have your PowerPoint slide, something like this, you can export all of them as images and rather be embedding the images in this place. So they read through, they move to the next one, they read through, the mark completed and move to the next one. And if it is, you have to break it into sessions, but if it is a slider, you have 3 slides that explain one topic, you can always keep adding them before you create a new session for them. So let me go to YouTube and see what, in case there are 1 or 2 questions or comments. All right, at the moment, there are no questions or comments. Thank you. I want to believe you are getting this. Don't forget to always respond with emojis or just show some support so that I'm sure that you are here and you are with me. All right. So we're almost done. The next slide, next session we're going to create, just create a session, is for assessment. Let me see, I think I use this as a guide. Okay, time to test your knowledge. That's assessment. All right, we want to create assessment now. I'm just going to import my image, upload rather. This time I go back here. That's the third one, which is for assessment. I'm going to ask, okay, for assessment, yeah, okay. Time for knowledge check. And I'm not going to just put all the questions here. Rather, I'm going to say, I'll give them an option. Should I? Maybe not. Just have them to click next. Ready. Okay. Should I make it yes or no? Yeah, I can make it yes or no. Yes and no. And I'm going to say, ready to start your assessment. Make it required. Yes or no. Ready to start your assessment. Yes or no. So the next session there is going to be the assessment itself, which is what we want, the questions you have. So remember, I can jump straight to this question. When I started this, I just put all the questions I want to ask people. But I will do my thing differently. Delivering experience is very important. And when it comes to user experience, it's not only when you are building an application UI or you are dealing with external customers. With something like this, you're already engaging their mind, making them follow through a flow, even though you're using Microsoft Form. They should enjoy the best, even with something that you already know. And why am I adding this option now? Is if they click on no, I need to now add branching. If they click on no here, then you should take them straight to the beginning again. If you click on no, you are not ready, then go and take this test, go and take the lessons. So I'm going to refer them to this session, Power Automate Beginner. But if they click on yes, it should take them to the assessment itself. I hope you are getting that. All right, great. So I'm going to click back now and time to ask the questions. Relax. Okay. This. Okay, your assessment. Let's just call it your assessment because we have a back end work to do. Time to start adding the questions. Question 1 is to say, let me just put Q1. How many tools do we have in Microsoft Power Platform System? Questions. So we have 3, so we have 2, we have 4, and we have 1, or we have 5. Now the next thing is, how about the answers? How do I select which answer is right or not? Let me just make this required before this because it's important. If you come back here, you will see that right in Microsoft Form, you have quiz. You can create quiz, you can create form. If you create quiz, you will not be able to achieve the level of flexibility and the experience we're trying to drive here. You will not be able to do that. Okay, don't worry. To score it, we're going to do the scoring at the back end in SharePoint. This question 1, and I'm going to add another question, which I'm going to call question 2. Just mark cooking 2. What should we set as question now? Question 2 now. Okay. Every flow must start with a okay. Everyone must start with automated action. Several action cards. Let's put the action automation action card. Several action cards. I hope this is getting clear. This is a trigger. Let me just remove this A and put A here. Trigger and number 4. Sorry. Microsoft Forms. All right. Question 3. I'm going to add 5 questions. It's not easy to set question. Okay. Question 3. Should we ask? Question 3. Okay. What is the minimum? Okay. You cannot save your flow without having a trigger and at least one action card. True, false. Okay, we already have this question. Okay, this question 3. We are getting there shortly. Then let's add another question. You might be asking that why not ask open-ended question where they type in the answer. Well, the quiz can have some flexibility around that, but this, in case because there's no NLP, there's no natural language processing around this. So even if they type something, how do you evaluate that this thing is correct at the back end on SharePoint? So we don't have that yet. So that's why I'm sticking to choice questions now. And when, okay, let me say, when was Microsoft Flow renamed to, to Microsoft Power Automate? When was that? It was called Flow before. So I'm going to put April 2020. I'm going to put November 2019. I'm going to put January 2019. I'm going to put August 2018. Okay, I know you don't know the answer, but we're going to do that together. Of course, I'm not narrating. I believe you also know the answer. All right, thank you. Let's move to the 5th question, and that ends, the entire thing, the quiz itself. So the 5th question is going to be question 5, and we're going to have a look at it. Okay, what have we done? What have we built? So that we can understand the flow and test it. The 5th question is, uh, you can embed artificial intelligence into your Microsoft Automate solution. Let's just make it yes or no. True or false. True or false. False and true. Cool. We have our 5 questions now. The next is, when you are done, you should take it to a page. That's why I'm going to add a new session. And on this session, I'm just going to upload my image. I already have one. We want to take the feedback. It's an experience. So they are done now. You want to ask them, how on the scale of 1 to 10 rate, help us improve your learning experience feedback form. It's good to take that. And at the moment of truth, it's called no MOT, because they are just done with experiencing that platform. They will have their feelings. Let them express it immediately. So rather than later on sending them an assessment, the feeling might have died by then. So let us know how you feel. Yeah, how you feel about this training and assessment. Comment. One more thing that I need to, okay, let me add the question. This time I'm going, instead of adding a 5 scale on a scale of 1 to 5, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let me just put a scale, but not 1 to 5. I might want to do 1 to 10. Instead of using star and use number, can I make it a drag label? Nope. 1 to 10. Or I want to still make it a star. It's not easy for them to locate. Let's just put it as number. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, can you rate your experience using this solution for the training and assessment. And another benefit of this thing that we are doing to an organization is that some organizations have their solution on no, on their on-premise application. So what that then means is that when you are not in the office and you are not connected to the LAN, you cannot use your solution. For every processes that are run on being at the office or connected to VPN before you can access them, all those minor processes can be transferred to Microsoft Form because it is secure. It's within your tenant and you can do it in such a way that only people in your organization can respond. You might even want to restrict it to specific people in your organization. This one now we can make it possible that anyone can respond to it. That's fantastic, and that's what I'm going to do. Such a way that you'll be able to access it today. I'm going to drop the link on Microsoft on YouTube, so you'll be able to also test this solution out. So anyone can respond to this. The implication therefore is that I will not be able to have an answer. I will not be able to call your name automatically. I wanted to do that before, so because Form will collect it for me if I put only people in my organization. Tell me, let me know. Should I use only people in my organization, which is going to be the similar experience you will have if you are replicating this, or I should use anyone can respond? Let me check and see what the responses are. Okay, so Aziz is asking that can we upload? No. When you click on that option, you're going to see that you can only upload video from either YouTube or Microsoft Streams. You cannot upload from another option. Can you also let me know? Okay, it's taking a bit time. Let me move on. I'm just going to make sure the form is accessible only to people in the organization so that I can retrieve their name automatically and all those kind of things. All right. So one more thing I'm going to do before I leave here is Teams. I just want to change the Teams to something new notification. Okay. I don't know where that's coming from. Let me change it to something that I can use image at the back end or something that I like that move closer to what we're designing. Yeah, I think they should be close. So when I preview now, I don't like the color too. How do we get the best experience? Let me see. Alright, this looks cool. Power Automate beginner. I can then come here. Okay, it's required. Okay, Phuket, and I click next. Your location is Phuket. It's just telling me a few things about that place. We decided to tell you more about Phuket. Hope you enjoy your time there. Proceed to the next page. Click next. Then I have the courses. I have to click mark completed, and when I click play, I'll be able to play this video right in my browser, either on phone
Welcome to my YouTube channel, TheOyinbooke.
Either on phone or on system. And right now I'm learning. So I'm going to just mark completed and click next. Then move to the next one. So I'm just going to click on back because now we have tested this and it looks cool, right? Okay, so we are done with the Microsoft form itself. We have customized, we have delivered the experience, the questions are there, and I'll walk you through why I'm doing this. Okay, great. The next stage for us is to go to SharePoint. So I'm going to click on that button here and locate SharePoint. This is SharePoint. I'm going to open it on a new tab. Locate one of my SharePoint sites. In case you haven't, you have to go through that playlist that I'm sharing here. And it shows you how to create SharePoint lists, SharePoint for beginner, creating your first list, how to share your list with your members, how to populate with information from forms, which is what we are going to do today. So all these things we are doing, they are already in this 16 series video. Just that the use case is not tailored towards what we are doing today. But when you have this as a strong foundation, it will be easier to catch up with the rest. So I'm going to select one of my sites, SharePoint test site. And this time I'm going to create a new list. List is like a database, like a table. And you can use template, but I'm going to start this one from blank. I'm going to call it Power Automate Training. So this is where the connection and the whole innovation of the thing is coming into play. Power Automate Training. And this title, you can just leave it at form ID. The first thing I want here, I want to have is employee name. I'm creating my columns now, one by one on the list. Employee name, those are the things I want to collect and I want to have access to. Employee email, I want to have access to the email. I'm going to save. Then I'm going to have submission time. Yeah, submission time. So submission time, I want to make it date and time instead of include time. Yes, include. Yes, I want to include the time. So date and time. Right, date and time. Friendly format. No, just click on save. What other things do I need from them? Okay, let me start from question one. Response to question one. So I'm going to do question one. Key one response now. I can also copy to make it easier for people to read your solution, which is often advised. So you come back to your questions and ask those questions. Like this question one, I'm going to copy. Rather than having it on the column, you can easily paste here. So that's the description. You can always get to know what the question is all about. Key one. Otherwise, you're going to have a very long column. So and for question two, I'm going to come back and click here. Yeah, and say question 2 and paste here. I'm using single column because the responses in those questions are not a long statement. But in situation where you want them to select an answer, and part of the answer's choices, they are very, very long wordings. So you may have to use multiple lines, which can take that. Single line might not be able to take that. So question 3 is if you have questions, please go ahead and ask. I'm going to come back and address them. Question 3, click on save. We're going to do that for all the questions so that at this back end you can have access to the questions, and after that we start scoring the question. This is question 4. Question 4. And lastly, we're going to have question 5. You will learn something interesting today. If you know how to use Excel, then what I'm going to do now will be very, very easy. You might be surprised that, wow, is it that really easy and integrated? Yes, it is. So what other things do I want to have here? Mark completed. I don't need to check that mark completed because they must complete before they move on. Yes, I need the final that survey. Yeah, survey the response. So feedback. I'm just going to call it feedback. So I need feedback. So this one just capture their feedback. I want to store the data as well for everyone. I'm going to have it. Going to save. So I've saved for feedback. What other thing I want to calculate? Okay, the next thing now is for us to do our calculations. Our calculations is how do we score? We want to score these responses. So for you to score the responses, you will click on this button and come down to more, because the column we want to create is called calculated column, but it's not here. So it's under more. So when you click on more, it's going to take you to where you can also create your SharePoint column, and you'll be able to see all this kind of thing, the lookup information, and other columns more than what we've seen before. You then click on calculated column. That is the type of list that we want to create, column we want to create. I'm going to call this question 1 answer, key 1A. I'm just going to believe key 1A is the key 1 answer. And since I click on calculated column, I'm going to have this formula bar. The formula bar is going to open up. Just as you are writing formula in Excel, that's how it is here. As simple as that. So I want to score question 1. And how do I score question 1? I'm going to come back here. What is the answer to question 1? How many tools do we have in Power Platform ecosystem? There are 4. So the answer is 4. So what I'm going to do here is to say equals to, just as if you are writing function in Excel. If, open my bracket, locate question 1, which is this guy. If that guy is equals to 4, 4 is going to be returned as a string. So I've quoted it 4. If it's equals to 4, comma, return 1, otherwise put 0. I'm going to close the bracket. That is it. As simple as that. I'm just going to zoom for you. We have been able to score at the back end automatically. And I'm going to make sure that you select number as the output, so not text. So that I can to make how many decimal places? 0. So don't need, the answer is just be 1, so that we can calculate sum total. It's as simple as that. I hope now you can guess how it will be for all other answers. So if Q1 is equal to 4, then make it 1, otherwise award 0. So I'm going to click on OK. So that way we have created, oh sorry, let me go back. I must have done something there. That is why it's not taking that formula. If Q1 is equals to 4, 1, otherwise 0. What am I making as a mistake? Let me just put 4. 4, 1, otherwise 0. Yeah, okay, let me say that. Equals if Q1 equals 4. So the expression is not equals 4. Alright, oh, it works. Okay, that's what we need. So when you come back to this column, we're going to see that Q1 answer, that's the column that will score it. Let's do the same for 2, and we're going to do for up to 5. In case you have questions, please post them. Let me check. Interesting. Yes, exactly. So anyone can respond. Okay. Okay, can we get their score into a new table? My mind is asking that question, but you can see that it's better you have in a new column, not on a new table. So that way you are seeing what do they choose and where is the answer. So yeah, so that anyone that is monitoring from the back end can see that as a whole. So this one is going to be question 2 answer. I'm going to remember without clicking on calculated columns, the formula option is not showing. So it's when I click on this guy, calculated, I going to load and show me the formula, yeah, which is this one. So equals to again, if locate question 2, if it equals to, make sure you quote it. I think it's double quote, that's why the 4 did not work. Coming back here, all right, my every flow must start with a trigger. So I want to copy, I don't want to type in case I type A with small letter and I just want to copy exactly what I put in the Microsoft form option, because that is the answer that will be passed to the SharePoint backend. So and I'm coming back here to save it, I'm pasting it, and then I'm closing the quote, comma 1, otherwise 0, close it. Make sure you select number and you say it is 0, so decimal places. Then click OK. So that way we are done. Question 2. Let's go question 3. We're almost done. And I trust it's getting clearer. So I'm going to say question 3, answer, click on calculated. So if you have 10 questions, you have 15 questions, this is where you do that. We're going to set all the other conditions, you will see that shortly. Question 3. If question 3 equals to, I need to know what we set question 3. True or false. You cannot save your flow without having a trigger and at least one action card. Yes. So it is true. So I type true and this can just copy it. Come back here and paste. 1 otherwise 0. And select place. Automatic 0. You click OK. So we're done with question 3. Let's go a bit fast to question 4. Question 4. Right now, I believe a lot of use cases is coming to our, ahead, and that's the objective. So you can go through this video and replicate in case you want to replicate something like that in your organization. If question 4 equals to, what do you have there? What do I have as question 4? Okay, so it was Microsoft Flow before, and it was renamed to Power Automate. The announcement was made November 2019. I'll put it there. Otherwise 0. When testing this, I will intentionally try to fail and try to pass, and then we can see together what it is. And finally, question 5. Answer to question 5. Question 5. Answer. Okay. If question 5 equals to open a quote, you can embed artificial intelligence into your solution, into your Microsoft Power Platform Power Automate solution. Yes, true. AI Builder, we're going to see that shortly, but I'm not going to embed it in this AI Builder 1 and 0. automatic. So okay, I need to change that question one to double quotes just to be sure because Microsoft. If I come to edit, can I add the formula? No, I cannot. Yeah. Yeah. So to edit, so you might want to, in case you want to edit that kind of thing, come back here to list settings. It is under these settings you'll be able to even change those columns. So when you come here, you can see the columns now. If I want to edit a column, I'll just click on which is question 1A. Question 1A. Okay. So I want to double quote this for because that for will be returned as a string. So if I put ordinary for, it might not evaluate the truth. So it was because I used one single quote the other time, that was why it failed. Right here again, I can also create another column, which this time around is called total score. So this is going to calculate total score. And what's total score? You must have guessed the same way you do that in equals to sum. Just like the formula in Excel. Sum, you are adding answer to question one. This time I'm just come here, comma, to answer to question 2, that's question 2A, comma, question 3A, comma, question 4A, comma, and question 5. Just close the brackets. Make sure it is number and also you don't need the decimal places. So click OK. So you have the total score. And one more thing is let's add a new column to just say status, pass or fail status. Create a new column. I'm going to put pass or fail. So status. I also want to make it calculated column. So if you get correctly 4, so the question is if, so it's going to be conditional as well. If total score, remember, if total score is greater than, let's say greater than 3, then what happened? You put passed. Otherwise, put failed. It's as simple as that. Just a single line of text. I'm going to click OK. Just the way we're writing formula in Excel, so I'll go back to Power Automate training just to go back to the list. So we have everything, all the columns here. Just the same way we have it in Excel, you are already writing the formula here. Is there any question now? Oh, okay, sorry, you can see with your phone. Writing out the formula. What I can do is I will put those formula in a Word document, and then tomorrow, maybe later today, I'm going to, when I'm sending email to community members, I'm going to put it as part of the attachment. You can easily copy and paste when you're replicating this. All right. So we've done the second part. We created our back end, our front end has been created. Then let's do the middleware. The middleware here is the Power Automate. That's what we connect front end to the back end. I've opened my Power Automate and I'm going to create a new flow. So I'm going to create, and the flow I'm creating is going to be automated flow. Unfortunately, the application I'm using does not have the tool to be able to zoom a particular part. I would have made it better. So automated cloud flow, and I'm just going to put here, Power Automate beginner. Because we are using Microsoft Forms, so we want the flow to be triggered anytime someone, a new response is submitted on forms. You should be used to this today now because several videos on my YouTube channel has these things, and I want to encourage you to please, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video right now. It will help a lot of people to discover it on YouTube, and you can also, I will encourage you to please share the link, talk to your friend personally, because a lot of them will thank you later for introducing this platform to them. A lot of them will thank you for bringing this opportunity to them. They might not be aware. Meanwhile, it's something that will help them improve their value, help them upskill, and also make some of them find fulfillment. So I'm going to click on when a new response is submitted and click on create. All right, we can then proceed. Automatically it's connected to my Microsoft Forms, and I have to just select which form I'm talking about here. Remember, that one is Power Automate, what we call it. Okay, that's Power Automate beginner. So that's the form. The next step of action is to say get response detail. So we want to collect every information that has been stored in that Microsoft form, or that the responses from that person. I'm going to click on the locate the form again, which is Power Automate Beginner. And for response ID, I'm going to use the response ID here, which is under the dynamic content. Maybe not for the last time. I'm going to explain this response ID again. Several people are filling the form either at the same time, simultaneously, or at different point in interval. This response ID is a unique ID for every attempt someone filled the form. So the flow will run every attempt, but what we are saying here is that first, whosoever the ID that triggered the flow. So when you submit a flow, if two people submit the flow at the same time, the flow will run twice. So they might be confused. Which information should I collect? So for every time it runs, the ID that trigger you is the information you should collect. When it runs the same time for that second person, it's going to collect the information from that person. That's the essence of this response ID, which is unique for every attempt to fill a form. The next step here is form we collect the email, but we not collect the name of the person. We want to get the name of that person. So there's an action called get user profile. To get user profile, we get the name. What we only need there is the name of the person. This is if you administer the form for people within your organization. But if it's outside the organization, you cannot do this because you're not on Office 365 profile. You should rather create a feed on your form for them to enter their name. And the reason why I did not use that is I'm using something relating to your organization, which you can easily use. What we just need to supply this guy is the email of the person that responds, which is called responder email. So it's just going to go into Office 365 directory and retrieve all the information about that person. What we just need there is the display name. That's the full name of the person. All right. The next thing here is for us to just create item. We want to complete our SharePoint list with the information we have from the form. Create item. So it's asking us where is this SharePoint? Is SharePoint test site. And what's the list that I want to populate this on? Power Automate training. You see, it's retrieving those things for us. Automatically, you see, we have all the fields, they are here. If you note something, the, what do I call it now? The score, they are not here. The key one answer, key two answer, and all those other fields, they are not here because you cannot populate a calculated field. They are already calculated, they are using formula, they need all this response to do their own calculation. So that's why we cannot alter them. For title, use the form ID, which is the response ID. You can just use response ID. And employee name. This is what we need the name now. I'm going to just search for display name. Display name is the employee name from Office 365. So when I click on it, it's inserting it there. Employee email, I'm going to say responder email. Submission time, when I click there, you're going to see submission time is already coming up here automatically. Question 1. So I'm just going to locate Q1. So this is Q1. Question, you see how this thing is helping us to even understand, how the description is playing now in this box. The description is already telling you what the question is all about. And you can locate the evidence here. But I'm just going to type question 2 because there's no confusion at all. Question 3. Question 4, question 5. Now this is on the scale, that's feedback. I'm just going on the scale. When I start typing what is there, it's going to bring it out. That is it. So there was a video at Microsoft Global Bootcamp event, I think for West Africa last year, when I was one of the speakers. What I did there was creating a custom connector in Power Automate. And I was using the sentiment analysis service from Azure. What I did there was when people fill a feedback form, calculate the response, the feedback from that person, and get the score. So if it's automatically the service from Azure, cognitive service will do it. It will calculate the score and tell you. And it's even more accurate than what you will build a sentiment analysis solution to do. It will tell you if the score is this thing is positive, if it's negative. So I now created a condition to say if the score is low, if it's maybe between less than 0.3, send a certain email to that person, apologize that we feel that you are not satisfied with their service, apologize and tell them that an agent will reach out to them, and automatically route their approval to Microsoft Teams where we have customer service team there, and tell them that this particular customer is not happy based on his feedback, kindly call him using these details. And if the person is happy, send a message again that we are glad that you are satisfied with our solution and all this kind of thing. It's just delivering the experience and not just, and that's one thing I want you to take away. That when you are building solution like this, learn how to do it. That's what makes the difference. Like today now, I would have gone straight ahead and just create the feed, create the questions and just come here. We would have been done. But we were creating the experience, something that is very impressive. And that just makes it worth considering. No matter how standard or multinational organization is, the moment they're able to see this, it's called the attention that okay, there's creativity put into this work. All right. So we are done here. So let's just say first, not like we are done. We are done with the first level. All right, I've said. So the next thing here is to create a condition to check if the person passed or not. Yeah. So I'm going to come here and create this condition. And in this condition, I want to check. So you'll be able to see all the other fields you cannot see before. You'll be able to see it now. So modify created by all the status, Q1 answer, total score. This is where total score is now. This is total score. So I want to check that if the total score is greater than 3, that's when the person passed. If the total score is greater than 3, so that's when the person passed. If greater than 3, then we come here. Otherwise, we send another message. So let's assume the person passed. So the next thing we want to attach the badge. So let me retrieve the badge. So I need to go back to my desktop. Okay, sorry. Where's my OneDrive? Okay. Okay, this is what I want. This is the badge that we are using. Control C. I want to go to my OneDrive. Okay, this is the OneDrive. I'm just going to paste it here so that I'll be able to retrieve the badge because it's going to be retrieved from OneDrive. Just synchronizing. So I want to use Office 365 OneDrive. Say get file content. So this get file content from OneDrive for business is what will help me to get my attachment. I just want to get that badge ready. So we assume the person has passed, and in the email, I want to send the badge to the person. So did I save it with the badge or not? What do I save it with? Excuse me. Desktop badge. Okay, it's badge. So I should see it under B. That's it. Okay, this is the badge. That's what we have. So I've been able to, right now, the badge is available for us to use. Then let us send message. Let me check if there are questions. That would be nice. Can you write that formula out for us? Okay. That would be nice for saying that we had it in Word document. I want to assume. All right, thank you guys. I will follow you. Okay, back to Power Automate. Let me send a message. So send an email. Just adding send an email action. You can use a lot of this, but please stick to this send an email Office 365 Outlook because you're going to use your Office 365 account to send the email. And if this solution is built with a service account, what do we mean by service account? Take, for example, your organization, because they've seen that, we might need more automation. Let us create a single Office 365 email account. Maybe call it automation hub at theorganization.com and assign Office 365 license. So it's the team that is automating that is using it. What that means is anytime someone take the assessment, the email will be coming from that account and not from your own personal. In case you create it from your Office 365 account, this email will be sent with your name. And meanwhile, you are an employee, so people might not take it serious. So it's advised to have a central Office 365 account that our technology team can create for you, and you can be using that email to do other automation. Yeah, in my organization we have something like that too. Who are we sending this to? Email employee. I can now use the employee email, either the one on SharePoint or the one on retrieve for us from Office 365 or the one from form. I just like going to the basis, which is the raw information, which from form. Congratulations. Say congratulations and mention the name of the person. You are personalizing it. So display name, we mention the name. Congratulations. Put that comma. There, mention the name. Display name. Sorry, where am I? There, yeah. maybe name, a display name. Yes, also, congratulations on passing your Microsoft Power Automate beginner course. Kindly find attached your badge. You are advised to keep practicing and subscribe to. Just want to add something to Microsoft Power Tools channel for more learning resources. Endorse trust. Alright, so is there anything I'm missing here? Okay, you are guys to keep okay. I might want to maybe subscribe to I want to make it hyperlink. I'm just going to alight and click on this link guide. And my link YouTube is just straight over my channel. It is youtube.com/c/ the Oyinbooke. So my surname is Oyinbooke, and when I started this YouTube channel in January, it was the Oyinbooke. I later thought of okay, let me specialize in a niche, put it Microsoft Power Tools. But the URL still remain, the channel name still remain the Oyinbooke. So that way, all right, it's done. So when you click on it, you'll be able to see it. Let us attach our badge. So you're going to come here and see attachment content. I'm going to put it there. And how about the badge name? So we want to just customize. So let's put the name of the person there. So put the name and put .png. Oops. Attachment name. I'm going to select display name. Sorry. Let me come again. Display name. So you're going to carry your name and maybe badge. Badge. Okay, let me start with badge. Underscore. Let me put display name. Dot. There must be a bug here. Badge dot. Let me just put up PNG and save first and refresh, and I will try it again. I'm sure there's a bug there. Alright, so we've saved. There's no error. We are fine. And I'm going to make this message importance normal. Otherwise, it's going to send with low importance, and that doesn't make any sense. For someone that did not pass, let's send the mail. Send an email. I'm going to say your result. So let's just break it like that. Your Power Automate beginner result. Oops. That should be subject. So that's subject. And where are we sending it to? Let me just scroll to this part. It's low, dynamic content, we are sending it to responder email. And then also say there explaining because you are personalizing it. Yes, so you I want to know how to construct a failure message so it doesn't look failure as a failure. Because you do not pass at one attempt does not mean you are not good. Okay, let's just put instead of saying do not pass. You score, okay. I need to put the score here. I need to insert the score. What's their total score? So here I will need to insert total score. Where is total score? This total score. You score so in. Let me take out this guy, okay? It's because I've zoomed, okay? I should be able to. Okay, I'm going to take off that guy. You score so in your Power Automate beginner assessment. you will need to score at least 4 to earn a badge and pass the course. I think that's a bit constructive, Um, kindly click here to retake the course. So I need the link to my Microsoft form now. I'm going to click on share, copy. Now I want to shorten the link, shorten. So that's a new feature that I just added. Just shorten the link, copy, and come back here. Please kindly click here. That click here onto the app. Honestly, sometimes this thing can be really disturbing. What I used to do, I used to press this tab twice, click and just click on that. It doesn't make sense, but it's my logic. Kindly, it should be kindly, then click on save. Remember to also put the message importance as normal, otherwise it's going to send me low importance and that doesn't make sense. So save. How interesting. Let's see if our flow is working well. Let's test. It's time to test. So it seems to be done. Oh, okay. I want to test. Let me refresh so that I can also test the the badge. I want the badge to carry your name and something like underscore badge. All right. So your questions were almost done. Okay. Trainer. Baki Latif, I'm the same guy that is interfacing with you on the Microsoft Power Night WhatsApp group. You can look for my number. I'm going to post something that can reach out to me there. And also, I'm the same person conversing with you via email. So you can also reach me via that email. Yeah, we're going to look at what is obtainable, but believe the community is going to make us go far as well. All right, let us test this solution. It's been 1 hour 16 minutes. It should, in the next, we should be done shortly. Okay, it's okay. I want to check if I can. Sometimes this is what we have here. Now I refresh and it's saying as if I've lost my whole work. That's a level of instability that is still coming into the solution. It's network instability and sometimes service instability. What you just have to do is go back to your flow, click on my flows. From there you will see. Just click on OK, don't worry. In as much as you have saved your flow before, and you see it again, then click on the edit button as a console, which will bring back the work. So you haven't literally lost anything. Yesterday around this time, I think from 8 o'clock, even earlier than that time, the Azure Active Directory Active Directory was down, and then Microsoft Teams and few other applications, including Power Automate, were also down for like 4 or 5 hours. When you open Flow, like you just see some of those action cards as corrupt. But that was once in a while. In fact, I've not had that issue before. Yesterday was the first time we're having it. Okay, let me go back here and try that badge and put the name. Now I want to insert the name. That's the display name. Alright, fine, we're able to do that. Then I'm going to click on save. So we have badge underscore display name.id. Okay, saved. So let us take this. I'm going to assume, what, not even an assumption. Right now, as I've copied this, I have another user. I have to open incognito and log into another user within my developer account at the advance, so that it's not me that is taking the assessment, it's still saying me that is, testing. I can do that, by the way. Let's use another person entirely. So the Office 365, I showed a video on how to get this developer account. It allows you to have, aside your own license, you also have 25 licenses that you can assign to people, or you can create dummy accounts at advance. Advance is just one of the dummy users on Microsoft developer account. So you can have up to 25 people, to test the solution. But remember, developer account is not a fully licensed account. You have access to several of the features, but you shouldn't use it for commercial purposes. It should just be for you to learn. Let's open our Outlook in case the message of being successful or failing the test comes in. And I'm going to open on the new tab and paste the form link so that I can take the assessment. You're going to try to sign me in. If I do that, Okay, you see now. But this account I have here is my own personal account that I often pay for capacity learning hub. It's not a developer account. If I paste the link here, I will not be able to access it because I'm not part of. It's asking me to log in. And when I put this one, which is not the login detail for developer account, it's not going to grant me access. India do not have permission to view or respond because I am not in that tenant. So it makes a lot of sense. So this is the developer account that belongs to the same tenant, and this is what we built. Next, okay, interesting. Okay, so showing the video for okay. These guys are funny. I thought you want to take sponsor me. Oh. Imagine. So you just okay, but this place looks beautiful actually. So that's the kind of experience I'm trying to create. Okay, let me move to the next slide. Okay, the video, let's assume I've taken this video. Click. I can stream it live, as you can see, play, and I'll be able to play on.
Welcome to my YouTube channel.
All right. So mark completed. If I didn't mark complete, I can't move to the next line. Like now, this second video, click next. Say no, you have to mark completed. So click next, and that's the consent. Okay, you are done. Click next. Question: Am I ready? If I say no, oh no, okay, I need to work on it again. See, I have submitted without answering question, without answering the question. So let me come back to that particular question here. Are you ready? No, that's the one that is asking if you are ready for it or not. So go to the branch. So the branch that I have, if I say no, it should take me there, but this next is the one doing the work. So the next here is need to know. The next should the submit. This guy shouldn't even take me to submit in the first place. So your assessment, you take me to let us the assessment. Let me assume the assessment. So it should be your assessment. If yes, okay, that is why. Let me try yes to take me to your assessment, and then this one should just go to next as it was before. Okay, so I've done it again, and this is working fine. It's saved now. Let me go back and retest. So the response we have here, if we ask what will happen to it on SharePoint, it has dropped, but unfortunately there's nothing to calculate. So saying it has scored is 000, the guy has failed. That means I should have email. Let me check. I should have received email that I failed. So let me then check. Something has happened. If email did not drop, then the flow might have failed while I was evaluating this course. Yeah. So the flow failed, and I need to check unable to process the condition greater than expect two parameter matching type. The function will not value type string and integer that do not match. Okay, it's returning it as string. Interesting. So you need to learn how to read this error and learn how to debug. So what is happening here is that this condition is the total score is a string, but I'm equating it to an integer. So I need to convert it to a string. The information coming from that, I need to convert it to string. So this guy is a string. I need to convert it to integer rather. So I'm just going to close and come to expression. Under expression, you see string to int. That's it. Int. It convert the parameter to an integer. So this guy will do that. I'm just going to come back here and look for total score. Total score. It's total score. So I'm going to click insert. So now it's converting the answer total score and it's putting it here. So I'm going to click on save. Let's test and see if it will be successful. Instead of me filling again, I want to use the last flow that failed. So you can use that to test your flow. So I'm going to click on test, and that was going to test, and let's see if it's going to run successfully this time around. But it's running now. Okay, so fine, it's successful now. So I should receive email that the flow that I failed. I'm expecting an email from this guy now. Okay, this email, yes, is this. Don't mind my analytics for it should drop. And just let's just wait some few seconds while we okay. In the meantime, let me validate. Email should have been sent. Okay. So it has dropped. So this is the image, your Power Automate beginner result. There at the advance. You score in your Power Automate beginner assessment. You will need to score at least four to earn the badge and pass the course. Kindly click here to retake the course. You go to click, it's taking me back to the form, and that's what we want to do. So this time around, click next. It's possible to add an option on the form to say take me to the assessment or take me to the learning resources. You can always customize and use navigation to do that. But I just need to do something now to move on. You need to also test it and be sure that you need to mark all this they are completed, because if you fail, you might want to say, okay, I've gone through the course content and I want to retake the assessment. Yes, let me click yes and click next. All right, so I have it. Let me go back and click no and see if it's going to be okay. Oh, this no is still not working. Submitting, which should take me to another page. So no is not working. Okay, let's just click on next. We can always look into that. Next, and we failed. So let's try to pass now because of time. How many? We have 4 in the ecosystem. We have trigger. It's true. November 2019. Yeah. Let me just fill one and put false here. At least I've scored 4. So click next. How do I feel? Honestly, I feel awesome right now. 9. I click submit. Okay, I've done. Submitted. Now the flow is going to run. Let's just go straight to our SharePoint list and see what is there. Because I tried it, that was why the same flow run twice for the same record. But this time around, you see now, the responses are here, and these are the scores. You see, it has scored them 1. This guy question 5 because I failed it is 0, and total score is 4, and the status is saying pass. And I'm going to receive an email shortly in this my developer account with my badge. So I'm awaiting the email with my badge. Say congratulations, you have passed. That's we end the Microsoft Power Night episode 4 for today. But I'm going to wait and see it, and let me check if there are 1 or 2 questions, and then attend to it, and we are okay. No question, but thank you guys. Let me wait and see this. I am waiting for my badge because I passed. So conventionally, it doesn't take this long, but I don't know, maybe network or 1 or 2 issues. It's always something of a lead time to be able to see your score. Well, I was planning to see if I can make a mistake, but unfortunately, I'm used to this system. I didn't make a mistake except when I need to convert a string to an integer, and that way it failed and I have to just correct it. I was hoping I see something to go and Google and bring back and show you how to do the Googling, which doesn't work that way for me. For my flow, if I click on this back, I'm going to see that I have to. Oops, this guy failed. No wonder. So let me check again why. Attachment content cannot be null or empty. I see. So there was an error actually. It's a service error. Those time we're trying to refresh or trying to add the attachment content. That's why it's good to test your flow before you just make it live. We've added content to the attachment, but it didn't go. So I'm going to remove this guy and come back and add it again. I just click on save. This time around, I'm going to rerun. You'll just do the test here, and I won't have to. The most recent guy that failed. Yeah. No wonder, I wasn't expecting it to take that long. Since we're expecting this to run successfully now. Alright, this successful, see, it's as fast as that. And let me see. Oh, you see, the image is already here. Congratulations, and I love this thing on the web. It's always bring all this flower and the rest. Congratulations on passing your Microsoft Power Automate beginner course. Kindly find and attach your badge. You are advised to keep practicing and subscribe to Metro Power Tools Oops channel C is missing for more learning resources. Endures, and again the channel URL is not there. Endures we trust. Okay, I'm going to edit that, but I won't rerun the flow. I'm going to edit that. Microsoft channel should be C should be here. Artisan, subscribe to Microsoft Power Tools. This guy I'm going to edit and put https youtube.com/c slash TheOyinbooke. Okay, I'm going to click open here. So it's that. So we have it. I'm just going to save. Okay, I see power missed out here. Click save. So right now, the changes have been updated now. I will have it. I don't need to even rerun it. But let's try the successful one and let's run it again. It used to be that really fast. So like almost when you don't, so you have it there. So okay, I cannot click on the link now. When I click, it's taking you straight to my YouTube channel where you can subscribe and also follow through. All right. So we are done. And is there another thing? No, nothing to show again. There's no question as well. So let me remove. Okay, there's no question. Let me say a very big thank you to everyone. Thank you guys for making it to Power Automate Micro Power 9 4.0. You see, this thing that we have today, take your time to go through it and replicate. You can use it for things outside learning and development. Outside building an assessment solution like this. And in case you have, I'm sharing my rule again. In case you did it in such a way that you want to reward people, and people, a lot of them pass and maybe have the same score. So you might then want to check. Uh, you might then want to check where's the status. It's not the status that I need. Yeah, okay, maybe the status. Now I want to check how long it takes them. Maybe you want to award based on how long it takes them to pass. You want to say, okay, where is the fastest finger? So what you can do easily is to create a new column. You can use that as an exercise for yourself, a new column, and that column should just be a calculated column. The time you send the email to everyone in the organization, you know the exact time. So you know the time you are sending the email. Just create that calculated column and put the date and time, subtract it from submission time. So when you subtract from submission time, automatically it's going to calculate how long it takes in days. You can always do something like days, hours, minutes, and seconds. That way you will know the fastest finger, and you can rate them. You can order this according to that the time it takes them to complete the training and pass the assessment.